Hello, good
Hi.
evening.
Good evening. Good evening. So yeah, I will take let you take Prernaji today. Let me make you co-host. So just give me a second.
नहीं नहीं 1 second. Gaurav, I'm fine if you can ना because मेरे laptop का there might be some issue. I'm okay if you navigate. Not an issue. Not an issue. Please. I'll rather request you.
Okay, okay, no worries.
हाँ, yeah,
Okay, so Chanchal has also joined. So let me
great.
take her in. So yeah, over to you, Prernaji. Please go ahead.
Yes. So a very good and warm welcome to Mayank, Nisha, Chanchal. So welcome back to this third day of our first week training. So I suppose you all had a good week, and first of all, happy Holi to you as per Indian timing, as per US timing. Sorry. So yes, I hope you had some time to glance through of whatever we had gone, or as per Gaurav had given that assignment to you. So I think we did not go through intro as we have already, known each other quite well for last two sessions, and we have discussed. So from a recap point of view, we are, discussing on agile practices, agile technology or terminology in business, how that is going. Last time, Gaurav gave a very detailed understanding of which all frameworks there are used. We even discussed Agile Manifesto, which are four values. That are core of Agile. So we'll again brush through it once again, and then we will start with 12 Agile principles for today, which are uh, which are very important from understanding agile point of view. So yeah, Gaurav, I want you to ask this question because you're good in that, about assignments, please.
Yeah, thank you, Prernaji. So I believe that you guys are doing the assignment. What was the assignment? Can anyone remind me? So who can remind over here? What was the assignment last time?
It was to listen to the Nightingale.
Okay, that was one.
Uh,
The from the first day. What was the latest one? The last assignment. Anyone remember? Okay, so without further ado, let me remind you guys once again, since we are on a journey and this journey is about you getting blessed in the corporates. So for that, we need to start accumulating the experience where we have to get placed. So it is into IT, and since Guru Schools, the part of not only staffing or also it's about recruiting and projects. Okay, so we requested you to start creating your profile in a way, and you can show up over there that you have joined Guru Schools as an employee too. So yeah, working as Guru Schools, rightly said. uh, Nisha ji has added. So if you have any problem over there, if you have any question, you can ask us. Otherwise, if you have not done this thing, so you are immune to do it. Awesome, Nisha, congratulations on doing this. Is a great thing because people putting a pointer or an eye upon your profile, they are getting to know now you are the part of IT industry, and this will start creating the traction already for you to attract the job in IT. Okay, so is it clear now? Mayank, Chanchal, and Nisha is done. Yeah, Mayank, you have any question, and Chanchal, you have any question on this?
see, I have a robust LinkedIn page. I don't know if I want
Already.
to. Yeah.
Okay, cool, no problem.
So
So you see that whenever if you feel like that, you can just place your profile as a part of Guru School's employee, you can do that. If you have any limiting thoughts in your mind that it is not right time to do it, you are immune to not to do it, but this is advisable. Okay, cool. Can we go ahead further? Okay, now before we do this, let me ask you this thing. How many of you are already started listening to Earl Nightingale daily through the URL I have shared with you? because this is very, very, and very, and very, and very important. Why? Let me ask you another question. How many of you think that you guys are having already a positive mindset, a complete, robust, positive mindset? Who has that? Chanchal, Mayank, Nisha. Nisha
I
has that.
do.
Okay,
Yeah.
awesome. So I believe that the moment you are saying that you have strongest and robust positive mindset, let me tell you one thing. This thing is that Earl Nightingale has said that start listening to this record for next 30 days. And in case you find yourself not listening to any freaking day, it simply means that the negativity has taken you over. So it's all in your hand. The moment, the day, even if you find that because of men's tight timeline, you are not able to follow Earl Nightingale, or you could not listen to his record, it simply means that somewhere negativity has hit at the subtle level of neuron cells. So remember this, never ever forget that. And the day you are going to miss it, it means slightly negativity has entered in mind. So be strong, be positive, and keep listening to this positive record for yourself. This is just a reminder. And now, since I have emphasized it, it means that you are going to observe where Earl Nightingale has quoted this part. Okay, cool. So yeah, we are good for this. Now over to you, Prernaji, back to you. Yeah.
Yes, Gaurav, thank you so much for this. So, yes, guys, apart from try to think this as a, preparing for your mindset, preparing for your positive mindset towards this entire activity, as we are doing everything like, technical, by method, by understanding, by learning. But if you ask us, and if I think you guys are also very much aware, a positive and a right direction mindset is very important. So we are here from Guru Schools, there to provide you with all the technicalities and understanding, as well as guidance about how your approach should be. So yes, on to that again. So if you remember, by the way, if anybody had any doubts about last time's session, over the weekend, if you're reading through something, or in case after the session you had some doubts, you're very much open to ask that right now. This is the forum. So we had discussed agility manifesto in a glance, and then me and Gaurav both shared how agility is used in project, and on a smaller scale. Today we will go in detail, and then again, which are the tools used for utilizing or practicing agile. So this is the session for today, and then now we'll go in detail. Yeah, next screen, please, Gaurav. Thank you so much. Okay. So here we are. These were the last sessions glance, I would say. Agile is based on these four pillars and the 12 principles. So, four pillars or four manifesto. And guys, try to understand this can be a very typical and important interview question, also. Right, Gaurav? Please correct me if I'm wrong. Generally, when
Absolutely.
people, yeah, right. Thank you so much. Generally, when people ask agile interviews, this is like a typical question, like even like even any typical .NET or any typical software, how we say, what is that, what is SDLC, and what is a, like, you say the typical question. This is a typical, and you're supposed to know it. So we did discuss this: individuals and interactions over processes and tools. And these are quite simple and plain, in plain English, to understand. So in agile we focus more on the teamwork, the close knit understanding and interaction between teams, and highly motivated and skilled individuals output over typical following processes, or typical going through the everyday grind. No, we are working very much focused on how to provide quality output, with by having continuous and regular interactions with your team, that also comprises your customer, your client's POC, testing team, development team, BAs, project manager, a technical architect, entire team. So we kind of work in a merry-go-round fashion wherein everybody is connected with everybody, right? I think we are good in that. Any question on this, guys? Please feel free. We can again have a discussion if required. Please. Nisha, Mayank, Chanchal, anybody?
No, I think I'm good. It's fairly simple, straight.
Absolutely. That's what I said. It's very much in plain English. And we just have to understand the concept from agile point of view, right? This is so the second part, which is again very essential or crucial for agile, is working software over comprehensive documentation. Because if you see any legacy system, waterfall or spiral or any other, the heavy impact or high importance was given to documentation. Documentation was mostly used to be the roadblock, that we have to finish this much has to be there. But now in such a dynamic and changing times and current scenarios where client requirements or their specifications keep changing within, I would not say fraction of time, but they're ever changing. They come up with changes today, they want to have some updates tomorrow, technological change, features change. So we have to give more focus on the actual output that will be produced and not the documentation part. Though some level of documentation is required, like your business cases, your BRDs, they are required for the basis of your application or your project. But then yes, the more focus is given what will be the actual output, or what is the working software or application that you're going to develop. So that's also an important point. Please try to remember this. The third, and again a very good, very important point rather, I would say, of Agile Manifesto is customer collaboration over contract negotiation. Here we do not stick to the contract stating, oh, this was mentioned, how can we deviate from that, or earlier you had said for that. No, Agile has been introduced and being practiced to to sustain and contain the ever changing and dynamic environment of entire industry as of now. If you wanted to have that earlier methodology or simple flow, business would have gone on waterfall method, simple, go step by step, plan by plan, and after a year deliver the output. And that time the scenario or the requirement might be different, and then there would be a gap in expectation and delivery. Here we focus on what is focus on and work with client very closely. As I shared my personal experiences, we used to have daily meetings with customers. We used to have scrum calls with customers, wherein we used to start our day with the customers calls, trying to understand, is there any change in their requirement, or was there any expectation on the earlier provided delivery, any update they want, any kind of change, maybe a look and feel change, maybe technical change, any flow changes, any other changes, whichever they require. So you're always in communication with customer, you are talking to them, you are interacting with them. In our case, I remember when I was a part of L&T Infotech, the code also used to be, as in we had a technical architect from client side. They were very much involved. So whenever we used to do any check-ins, like this is a little technical term, whenever we used to complete some code or update, solve some issue, they used to actually review that from their end. They did not have any update rights. They had only view rights. So they could see what changes we are doing. I think Gaurav can relate to this. Gaurav, there are times when audit department or some technical team from client side is also involved at times in the process.
True,
So
true.
yeah, so yes, your customer collaboration is given a highest priority over any typical contractual binding. That's an important point. And last but not the least, which we have been discussing over many times, responding to change over following a plan. In agile, if you ask, the plan is to work as per the change. So you understand, that's the beauty of it. Though you have a specific set of what do you say, user story, you have your issues, you have your backlog, you have everything at place. It's not like that it is totally haywire, definitely not. You have a plan, you have a sprint of minimum 2 to 4 weeks, you have a schedule. But yes, if the customer or client comes up and says, hey, I want this module deployed or delivered early, we want to do testing, or we want to have a look how it turns out, or we want this workflow to be delivered first. Yes, we as a part of development team, we as BAs or scrum master or project managers, we are there to work on that because it provides you that feasibility. The modules are decoupled in such a way, decoupled as in they are, though the modules or the development what do you say, workflows are connected with each other, but in such a way that if you develop one part, the other part won't be affected that much, or you will take care of it. In SDLC, if you ask me, if the client had said, no, we want to test the product, we want to test the application, you would simply say it is not possible because right now I'm not even started development. So once my development starts and then I do internal testing by my team, then it will be given to customer. So there was no chance of giving this responding to change and plan. Where in agile, I'm working on smaller modules, I'm working on small workflows. By the way, when I say workflow, that concept or that word is clear to you. Can anybody share what is a workflow in any simple layman language? What do you understand when I say the term workflow? Nisha, can you please explain? I mean, this is open for all, but yes.
Yeah, it's just planning and coordinating with all the other staff who's working on it, as in how you're going to do it.
Okay. Mayank, do you have anything to add into it?
Workflow is basically a process of the process of collaborating with the team and getting the job done.
Okay. And what about Chanchal?
Yeah, same. Like workflow is something what needs to be done to gather the requirements basically, and to collaborate and to communicate with the people in the company to give the output, best possible output for that.
Okay. So first of all, you all are right from the different understanding point of view, as in you shared workflow from the working team point of view, like how a team should work or how an organization performs activities. When I say workflow in agile or in technical terms, I meant, for example, whenever you log in into facebook.com or whenever you log into gmail.com, right? So how do you log in? First you type in the URL, right? www.facebook.com or however, or Gmail. Then you provide your user ID, your password. Then at times, if you're logging from a different machine, it asks you, you're connecting from a different device. You get a alert from your phone, or they ask you for validation. If you have set up an OTP on your phone, that comes. So, and then once everything is approved and it's proper, your password is correct, then you are logged into the system. So do you realize this entire flow is a small workflow in technical terms? Per se, when you are downloading something, or when you are uploading something, when you are navigating within an application, like you are on say Gmail, you have sent, inbox, you have other folders. So all these are internally small workflows. So that is what I want to tell you from technical point of view. This means whenever a customer asks you any update or any change, you respond to them as an agile team. Now, and not simply state, oh, this was not a part of a plan or we did not discuss it earlier. So by saying a workflow, whatever you answered, you had given, those are absolutely right from an organization or team point of view. But when I say a team is working on a workflow or we are following a workflow, this means a technical activity or a theme or a process which has to be implemented for a project or application. This is what I wanted to convey from my side. Gaurav, over to you to add anything if you feel like on this manifesto, please.
I have a quick question. Quick question. So
Yeah,
you
sure.
mentioned customer collaboration over contract negotiation.
Right.
Okay. For example, I have a contract and we are working on Azure implementation or some software development,
Mm-hmm.
and then my client comes and says me, and he's talking about another contract, another implementation, which is not part of the contract, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
that that is a totally separate contract or out of the scope of the contract, right?
Right.
So then
Right. Right.
why doesn't that conflict as my role? Uh, because that's not written in the contract and it's not part of the contract, and then but Agile
Mm-hmm.
is saying that don't look at the contract. You know what I'm saying, or
Yeah,
am I
yeah,
reading
I got it.
something
I got.
separate?
No, 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 no. You please continue. Then I will. Once you finish, I'll.
So
Yeah.
that's my question. So if a contract, is written
Mm-hmm.
that the client is asking for something totally different, and it is not in the scope of the contract, then we should not be doing that. That's my question, or we should be not looking at the
Okay.
contract.
First of all, Mayank, a very good and very practical question. I think even Gaurav will echo on this. So here there are many aspects to this. As you have correctly mentioned that okay, this was not a part of the contract earlier, and now customer is coming up with this. Then how can I say yes, or how can it be a part of that process? Or on the second hand, Agile mentions customer collaboration over contract negotiation. So that doesn't mean it simply tells you to do not follow the contract negotiation or completely hide it or completely ignore it. No, it gives emphasizes, matlab, it tells you that you have to give priority to customer collaboration over contract. So if I have to give you practical example, as you mentioned that if a customer is coming up something which was not earlier mentioned in the contract, but now they are very keen on getting it implemented in the project or application, there are many aspects to it which have to be followed or understood. One of the major aspect is budget. The second aspect is resource availability. The third, and I would say crucial aspect, is time or plan of delivery. And fourth, if you ask me, is more or less how your what you say, how is your how closely you net with the customer also. So that comes in the little goodwill part of it. So let me start with budget. First of all, if there is any small change, maybe look and feel change, or how the page flows change, it is a minor change which can be incorporated within a day or two, or maybe within some time, and it is not of a big effort. Yes, as a a service industry, to cater to your client, to have good relationships, you discuss with your seniors, a technical architect. Obviously, you do convey all these things to your hierarchy and your team. And if everybody agrees, you go ahead with it simply. That's okay. And that is generally done in almost all the industry. Me being part of so many projects as a project manager, whenever a customer come up with something which was not there in the business requirement document, which was not discussed in initial meetings, but as add on ad hoc, when they started looking at the project or application or website, they wanted. we do incorporate. That's the everyday or exceptional basis kind of business scenario which everybody follows. Second thing, Mayank, we can say the other way around. This was a thing we considered because it was within budget and within timelines, and we could have, there are scenarios wherever when a client asks for something which is technically very advanced or very new. For example, per se, we have a team working on .NET and they want something out of the scope which can be, developed in some freelance technology or something that is not easily available to my team as of now. Also, which will involve some licenses. There are times when you want to include Google Maps or particular services of Google or any other which cost which has a licensing cost, which has a maintenance cost. That involves the cost, or again, it is something such a big of a development. It will require your teams maybe a week or 15 days time, which is a big thing, right? It's not a small task or small development that can be ignored or easily accommodated. So yes, so that time you have to sit with your customer along with your seniors and your team, and you have to again negotiate on that, stating if they want this new what you say ask or new workflow or new process to be a part of this project or application. This will involve this cost, this time. You would require more time to deliver that. So it is simply case to case basis, and it again involves these prime like cost, time, resource, overall your bonding or customer relations part, everything. So it is not that we blindly accept any other changes over contract negotiations, but yes, in agile, because we work in a very closely knit fashion, we give priority to the customer, collaboration or customer demands. Am I clear to you? I mean, are you kind of convinced, or do you understand? Do you understand what I was trying to convey? All of you, this is for.
Yes, yes. Now I understand. So you're saying that
Yeah.
those are general
Mhm.
principles, but there are a lot more things to be looked at before it's actually done. So it does
Yes,
not mean it's set in stone.
yes.
it's just a principle.
Yeah,
I
it's
understand
one of
now.
the major principle from other methodology point of view, because earlier we were not even in a way allowing a customer to give changes, or it was a very harsh or hard and fast rule that no, there won't be any changes incorporated once the BRD is final. It was like Gita, Bible, Quran. It is said. No, here we are flexible, but then again, the flexibility has its own aspects. Everything will not be accepted, or even in case if we are going ahead with that, it will involve cost, time, resources, or any other licensing cost, anything. Contract might be some contractual changes later on, that again differs case to case basis. I have shared examples which I personally worked on or observed and we had developed, and it is not a big deal. But then when there are major changes involved, definitely you have to involve your team, you have to consult your seniors, and then that happens in a very quick fashion because you're talking day to day, right? It's not there is a gap or anything. Everybody is in sync, everybody is aware of it. Gaurav, I'm done from the manifesto part. If you would
I
like to add anything.
I
Yeah, yeah, please,
have one
please,
question. In
please go ahead.
real life, how
Mm-hmm,
often does it happen that if the client wants some changes, it's
mm-hmm,
all it's accommodated? Like in real life, is
mm-hmm.
it not always charged for? Like, because
Okay.
simple thing, I used to be into web designing. After you
Mm-hmm.
do a whole website and now the client wants a total change of layout, saying, oh, my partner likes the other layout better than me. But
Right.
end of the day,
Absolutely.
it's redoing the whole thing. So it's a lot of effort. It's like putting up a new website. So I'm going to charge
Perfect.
him.
Right.
Very
Right.
rarely it would be that whatever changes is requested for is only a 1 day or a few hours
Right. Right.
thing.
See,
So
website development, it is very dynamic. I have also worked on it because today they'll tell you this color and this theme. Tomorrow they'll say, no, our logo looks like this. Our senior wants this. I can totally relate, Nisha, to what you're saying. So again,
So
I'm
at
saying,
some time you have to
mhm,
put your foot down, right? Otherwise it goes
absolutely,
unaided. Even the
absolutely,
programmers are getting mad that you keep on getting changes at a time where we've reached almost the end. And it's a
right,
whole new process to incorporate that. It's easier said than done. So how often
absolutely.
does a real life situation arise wherein the client is asking for a change and you are not contract negotiating, but you're more
Accepting
of
that change.
customer collaboration? Yeah,
Yes.
without
To be
anything.
very honest, as per the Agile Manifesto, this being a stepping stone, we do honestly work on this. We do give priority to customer collaboration, but again, as I mentioned, we have to understand these aspects. And as you rightly stated as of now, that after finishing an website, then the customer comes. So these things are generally not entertained or doesn't happen much because a customer is a part of the overall process. They're looking at the output, so it's not they're unaware of what they're gonna get entirely. But yes, if there is any major change, see, there are many scenarios, and again, as I mentioned, it is case to case basis. If the customer wants, that was a part of BRD, but then it was explained in a, see, there are, I mean, I'll give you very practical and real life experience. At times, there is one line mentioned in a BRD. You understand BRD, right? Business requirement document. We will explain that later in following session. So at times there is only one line mentioned, but then the customer understanding is they might want an entire section or entire workflow or entire department, if I have to say in a layman terms of it. But then the only thing mentioned was one line in that CRD, wherein if you want a detailed requirement, they should have given, or at least a BA should have come. What do you say? Captured the entire detail, or at least a gist of it. So these things happen, but then it's not every day or it's not always that you accept the entire change. The point here is we give more importance to customers interaction and collaboration than contracts, but that does not mean we completely ignore or forget the contracts. Your contract is still there. If any change is within the contract or related to contract, or you feel it's a part of goodwill to the customer, you can offer, yes. But as you asked, entire change, entire remodeling, complete different ask is generally not entertained easily. Yes, if they are willing to give the price and they are willing to wait as per the timelines provided in the given cost, then why not? Then that can be added into the BRD and that can be charged separately or add on to the project, and that will be given in a different delivery time frame than this. So
Okay,
being
one
in
more
agile,
question. Okay,
yeah, sure, please.
you continue.
Okay, so I was saying being in agile, it does give you what do you say, comfortable environment to accommodate these changes, but the level and degree of accommodating all this is different and it varies from case to case basis. Yes, Nisha, you can go ahead with your question.
And who decides, as in whether to collaborate or negotiate, the business analyst or the technical team? Because ideally, the technical team would know how much time it's going to take to get things
Perfect.
done.
Perfect. So if you ask me, here, whenever we sit or we have a discussion, initial discussion, trust me, your entire important people, as in important people, as in though everybody is important from, but from a development team, if I have a team of 5 people, I might take the team lead or technical lead, right? So we have technical lead, technical architect, business analyst, project manager, at times delivery manager. All these people along with customers, they do sit in the initial discussion just to make sure what is the framework we are looking at, what is the outlines we are looking at, and what are the major delivery items or points or overall application or project outline, right? So these people as a team are consulted, And as I mentioned, it is not a small thing to accommodate any big changes. If it is a very, even your affair, if it is a look and feel change, the button color has to be black instead of blue, or if you know, if a logo has to be big or small, that's absolutely fine. The font changes, some details to be captured, some form has to be updated. Instead of last name, first name, last name, I would want my customer's middle name or age. That's absolutely fine. These are not very big changes. We call them cosmetic changes, especially the look and feel changes. You might be aware of this terminology. But yes, when a big changes, big modules or remodeling, as you mentioned, that time, from our point of view, starting with your BAs, your tech lead, your team lead, your technical architect, everybody is consulted, because it's going to involve cost. Because it first of all, you need to check the technical feasibility. Are we in a position to develop that in within the given skill set? If not, then we need to check, do we have the resources available, are we able to deliver it? And in case if we can tweak it and provide in different manner which is comfortable for us and which will be a quick delivery, even that. So this is not a one day job. You require meetings, you require discussions within your team, starting with the technical architect and your senior delivery manager, your project manager, senior managers, along with after that sitting with your customer and discussing and conveying them that this would involve these many things: the cost, the time, the resource, the contract updation if required. So am I clear on this, Nisha? Have I answered your question?
Yes.
No, okay, thank you. I'm really happy you have really come up with pretty good and practical questions, because these things do happen, not every day, but these are the part of major happenings in agile environment. Chanchal, do you have any questions, dear?
No, I'm good.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Gaurav, over to you if you want to add
Yeah,
something in
yeah,
this.
because this agile manifesto is the soul of entire agility, entire scrum practices. Okay, and that's why I want to spend some time to understand what is exactly agile manifesto, because it contains 4 values and 12 principles. It has to go deeper inside your brain and in your understanding. That's why I want to add something over here. So is it okay if I can add something and simplify more? Yeah, if you,
Please go ahead. Please go ahead.
so Chanchal, Karan, and Nisha, all good. Can I proceed further, adding something, if you are okay?
Yes, please.
Thank you, thank you. So understand this thing. Let me ask you this thing. When I'm touch basing this second part, working software over comprehensive documentation. Say for example, earlier what used to happen, there is a pop-up window where OK and cancel button is mentioned. Okay, we know and we find what the BRD means, or FRD, functional requirement document, says about OK button. When I click on OK, it has to get inside the pop-up window or inside the application. However, it is not mentioned about the cancel button. Since it has not mentioned in the cancel button, in SDLC waterfall model, what used to happen, the workers as in the developers, the testers, they used to become rigid. Okay, first include this, okay, and then we will go towards the signing the project off, or signing the delivery off. That's number one. Now, when we are saying working software over comprehensive documentation, what do you think should have happened? Although cancel button is functioning well, should I be waiting for BAs, business analysts, to correct the document, or should I give importance to working software and proceed further by applying the common sense? Okay, it is working fine as it should be. What do you think, guys?
Common sense.
Common sense, right? This is working software over comprehensive documentation. We need not to be rigid and say, hey, you have not added the space, I'm not going to work, I'm just taking a pause. First you correct the document. That's okay, fine. You can indicate, but you cannot be rigid to make it a showstopper thing, right? Are you getting me, guys? Mayank and Chanchal
Yes.
and Nisha. Okay, so that was one point just to simplify you over here. The second thing I want to touch base this third part. Third part is customer collaboration over contract negotiation. Why it came into the picture? Everywhere when we are talking about agile means simply not to be rigid and accommodate the change, okay, accept the change and respond to the change. And that's the reason what happens exactly. I'm giving you two examples. First example is this: when you are building or constructing any big tower, what exactly happens? Worker comes together, they collaborate, they prepare the foundation as per the blueprint, they involve the customer, or the builder, and say that okay, fine, this is how it is going on. The moment they receive the feedback, they feel encouraged, okay, and their next level of work going on or start building up. That's the one example. Second example, suppose what happens in many places when people are say for example, even at homes, sometime someone cooks wonderful or delicious food at home. Someone calls you in the kitchen and they ask you, hey, can you just test it and tell me how is it going? You give your feedback. Salt is less, or salt is too much, or it is finding really sumptuous. So what exactly it happens? It interact with the client, where you can take the chef or cook is your client, and you are the customer who is going to test that food, right? And this is how it works, the feedback loop. Okay, and the cook, the chef, feels more encouraged to add more value into the work. That's why we always encourage customer collaboration. The moment one sprint or one small delivery happens, or we create something, we touch base customer, and we say, even we have developed the UI, the look and feel, and we say, hey, how does it look? So what exactly happens? A customer may say that okay, I'm really finding it fascinating, only could you please adjust this color? If it is doable, we do it, right? Means as Prerna ji has rightly said, that if it is cosmetic, we simply go ahead and we can do that. But the moment any new introduction to the change appears, so it's not you as a business analyst or scrum master or any scrum development team is going to take the decision and mark the changes as it has been requested by customer. In that case, what exactly happens? Whatever changes, even if your CEO or founding member of your company comes in, hey, customer is telling to add this new change, you are going to simply inform this to your product owner. It's your product owner's job to decide whether to include it or not. Whatever the budgeting part is there, everything will be headache of product owner, because he is going to take the decision and in which backlog part he is going to put in. I mean to say, in which sprint he is going to include the change which customer has requested, whether be it a bigger one, be it the smaller one. So understand, the summary part is that it's not about manifesto says these four values says that don't be rigid, but adapt to the change, respond to the change, and over following plan. So I think I have just briefed everything, summed up everything, and simplified the things. So did it make sense whatever I added over here while I was talking for a few minutes, guys?
Yes, yes.
Yes, everyone, Mayank and Chanchal and Nisha. Yeah.
Yes.
Cool. Thank you. So now, before I move to further slide, I want it to be very strong in your mind. For that, I want to ask each one of you last three things. Give one word. What is your understanding in one word for this? Working software over comprehensive documentation. Who can tell about this? One word, whatever comes in your mind.
Flexibility.
Okay, flexibility. Just because you have answered, here is something for you. Okay, just cheer for you because you have answered. So second one. Who is going to answer? Customer collaboration over contract negotiation? Any one word. Who can say?
Action.
Action. Wonderful. This is applaud for you just because you responded. Third one, responding to change over following a plan. Who can answer?
Being practical.
Being practical. Awesome. All the answers are wonderful. And that's why this is small chair for you guys. Okay. So thank you so much. Over to you, Prerna ji. I'm going to the next slide.
Thank you so much, Gaurav. And thank you all of you for this continuous interaction, because the more questions we ask, the more understanding you have. It is better for you to actually work on these scenarios in future, because this is what we will be, or you guys will be working on day-to-day basis. So I suppose this is the similar what we just discussed. We can go to next slide, Gaurav. Hello.
Yeah, I move to the next slide.
Yeah, this is a similar slide. This is agile principles only. This is yeah. Okay.
Four
So
values and now principles.
yeah, in
So
our principles, yes. So as we had mentioned earlier, agile manifesto and principles go hand in hand. We can call agile manifesto as the four pillars, and the agile principles are the features on which the agile manifesto works. These are also pretty much self-explanatory, as we have been discussing, but still we will go through each one of them for a better and clear understanding. And throughout the way, whenever you have any doubts, please feel free to ask. So starting with, again, as we have heavily discussed this, customer satisfaction through early and continuous software deliveries. So this means, as everybody keeps saying, customer is the king, customer is the god. And why not, when you deal in such an industry wherein you are catering to customer, their needs and their requirements of the are the prime focus, or they are of most importance. So in agile, we mainly focus on a continuous delivery part of it, because what happens, as Gaurav gave a very good example. This is an Indian breakfast time as of now. And I am also getting all those food thoughts in my mind. Whenever you prepare something in kitchen, or whenever you're having any small project, what you like, you like to show it to your people or your partner or your family. Hey, how is this turning out? Do you think any changes are required? Or how this, if you prepare something good, you cook something, maybe a delicious biryani or any sweet, you just ask for the feedback. So in similar way, the customer also feels a part of the process, and they also feel involved when they are asked and they are shown the project or working software at regular intervals. And you even get their instant feedback on that, so it's always very easy and comfortable to update or to do the changes right away than after the entire module or entire process is completed. Like, I'll just continue with Gaurav's example. When he was sharing, we needed okay or cancel button. If that was said upfront within that particular same day or within that week, though it is not a big task, but still it would have been done right then and there, instead of waiting it for a periodic review of, say, after 1 month or after 15 days or whatever it is. So this is a very simple and easy to understand principle, wherein we are mentioning that customer satisfaction through early and continuous software delivery. Now, here the two words are very important: early and continuous. As we said, agile works in a sprint fashion, as in we have a 2 to 4 weeks plan, minimum 2 weeks, maximum 4 weeks plan, which is called as sprint. Sprint is the word, sprint. In that scenario, we have user stories, or we have details or part of BRDs which we used to work on. There are some issues which needs to be fixed from earlier delivery. There are backlogs, there are some updates. So in that, how the customer would feel when they are made a part of this process, that they feel comfortable, rather they feel satisfied. Okay, I had given this requirement and this is turning out good. anybody, even on your personal note, when you want to buy something, when you're preparing something, you always want to have a look at it first, right? How it is shaping up, how it is turning out. So earlier, in earlier methodologies, this process was not involved. Customer used to be given the final review at the end of the delivery after testing. That will be a long part. There used to be a lot of communication gap. There was no connection in between. So there are times when the customer expectations used to be different and delivery used to be different. But now in Agile, as we are closely knit, as we are talking to the customer on daily or weekly basis, or we are always in communication with them, they know and they are in a way happy that yes, this is what is shaping up, and I am, you know, a part of this. I'm a part of this process. So there are regular intervals. There can be weekly reviews. There can be maybe fortnightly is a big time. I would say at times there are weekly reviews. We have. I remember when I was a part of Accenture and L&T and other companies also. We used to have a particular report that used to be published on. I used to prepare that report of issues and current activities and what has been updated or what is in work in progress. So even customer is aware of it, what is happening, and after that, after receiving that report or updates, if a client wants to still visit or have a a web meeting of how the application looks and how it is proceeding, yes, we are open for that. So first and foremost is that. I'll just have a sip of water, 1 second. Yes. Now the second point is accommodate changing requirements throughout the development process. I think we had a fair amount of discussion on this. Nisha did ask, very relatable question which she had also faced. So yes, the ability to avoid delays when a requirement or feature request changes. So if any particular requirement is within the budget and within the technical framework, we are definitely pretty much, what do you say, optimistic, and we are going ahead with it, obviously after consulting your seniors. But then uh, this is a part of agile process, that accommodating changing requirements. That does not mean it will be a very haywire change or it will be a pin to piano change, like very drastic change in actual words. If it is a part of that continuous process, some cosmetic change, maybe some additional functionality change, yes, then you mention the same, you convey them about the additional charges of delivery and time and resource and however it is as per your contract, but you go ahead with it. And many a times, as you're aware, the client is generally demanding, so they would actually want it to be delivered within the time frame. So we, as as a part of development team, or as a BA or as a Scrum Master, we definitely try to accommodate and provide that. Though it is, again, I'm emphasizing, it is not feasible every time. But yes, as a service industry, to cater our client, we do try to accommodate. And in that scenario, if you are acquiring additional skills or highly skilled people, you do charge them accordingly after consulting your team. Gaurav, you want to add something
Yes,
on this?
yes. So very critical thing. Since even though we have told you that even if it is cosmetic, we can adapt, we can accept that change, we can go ahead. Like we gave you the example of changing the color of button. That can be done. That's totally agree. I know that there is no extra charges involved, but always remember, just make a red flag out of it. Just mark it somewhere, okay, with the flag, that the moment you are agreeing on any change, even if it is cosmetic, it has to be communicated. Okay, it has to be communicated. Okay, so in this small review meeting, we have agreed to do this small change, and I want to just let you know that we have agreed to do this. Okay, so that everyone is on the same page. So it should not happen that client has you are facing with the 4 people at client end. together. Okay, you spoke with one person only in a recent meeting, and she is one of the decision maker, and she said, hey, do this, blah blah, something like that. You said, okay, agree, I would do that. But the moment the meeting is over, just a flashback, or send back the email stating that, okay, we agreed to do this. I believe that you might be doing already these things in your business, but never ever underestimate of not communicating back. Okay, this is very very important. Otherwise someone may come back and tell, okay, who told you that to do this? Okay, they may question you. So be safeguarded and always communicate back. So that thing I just wanted to add. Thank you, Prerna ji. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Gaurav, for that exact understanding of this point. So going to the next point, frequent delivery of working software. So if you can understand, these all points are interlinked. When I'm saying that accommodate changing environment, it indirectly means I'm delivering a working software or a small module to customer. So yeah, even the explanation says that Scrum accommodates this principle as the team operates in software sprints that I was explaining earlier, software sprints or iterations that ensures the regular delivery of a working software. See, herein that is the reason I had explained you what does a workflow mean. So whenever we are saying delivery, that means delivery of a workable software or workable application means any particular flow. In a very common manner, layman terms, add a customer, update a customer information, delete a customer, or how you, when you operate on your bank account, add a nominee, update a nominee detail, delete a nominee. All these things, these are internally small workflows. So when you finish a complete workflow from start to end, like if I have to put in technical terms, when you add a particular nominee, what all details you say share? Nominee name, nominee account detail, type of account, IFSC code, address details. Though this address is not mandatory, it is asked. So first, as a what do you say, user, you put in all these details, then the software will validate, is the information right, there is no junk value provided. Then if that is right, it will save in the database, and then when you check after some time, because bank takes some time to process the information and approve the information, it will be shown into your nominee details page, right? So this is a workflow. So if you ask me, add a nominee or add nominee can be a workflow, or as a part of a working software. So to simplify this process, I've given you this example. So whenever a customer uh, whenever we work in agile environment, we are focused on giving up continuous delivery of a particular working software, working as in functioning workflow. It is not like that we're just showing them this is a static page. You understand static, right? There is no update happening. It's just a plain HTML page with images and with information. There is no interaction. Interaction is when you update something, when you fill in a form, when you fill in a survey, that's an interactive page, that's a dynamic page, right? So in that scenario, whenever you're giving any delivery, it has to be of a working module or working software, I mean to say. And last point for this slide, that is a collaboration between the business stakeholders and developers throughout the project. Yes, as we were discussing about the point raised by Mayank and Misha in the earlier discussion, that how you accommodate the changes, it is always feasible, and we have to check the contract, and is it any, do you even we follow the contract, or it's always on kept in the other side of the room. Yes, whenever there is any change, any big decisions to be made, or any reviews, your entire customer side, that is we call as business stakeholders, part of business teams, folks, their seniors, their management people, as well as our development team. Though everybody works in a sync, but development team is the main team which works day in and day out with the customer, with the client. They're interacting, they are connected via messengers, At times, the code view, view rights are shared with the client, so they know once you check in what are changes you have done. So all these teams are basically aligned. I mean to say they are connected, they are closely knit, they're talking, they are communicating. There is no communication or any other gap. Business knows what delivery they are gonna get or they are expecting, and developers or development team, as they are the core team working on that software or application, they know what is the customer or business expectation and they are working on that. So these are the first four principles for Agile. If you have any doubts, please ask. If you feel you need any more explanation or understanding, please. And all these are interlinked. They do not work in silos. Everything is, as you saw, we went from one to second or a third. They're all connected. Delivery, okay, then timely delivery, then frequent delivery, then collaboration, like that. So yes, Nisha, Mayank, Chanchal, all of you. Anything on this as of now?
No.
Okay. Any slightest thing you feel like I need more explanation, you can. Gaurav, over to you if you want to add anything in this, please.
No, I'm good. You can continue, friend Ajay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
please go ahead then. The next slide, please. Yes. Again, support, trust, and motivate the people involved. As we have been emphasizing on that, this is a very closely knit environment. People are connected. Your development, testing, technical BAs, Scrum Master, Project Manager. This is the team from our side, if you have to call it the development side or the company catering to. Whereas the customer side also you're interacting, but then if your team is motivated enough, see, these things are not only the positive or the terminologies, but yes, in agile environment you have to have such actual experiencing practical environment, because unless, if you do not trust your teammates or you do not motivate them enough, then it can turn out to be a very frustrating environment, because you are delivering on a daily basis or a weekly basis. There is pressure, there is a lot of work, there are a lot of challenges involved. So yes, as a part of, even tomorrow when you enter into the market or in a company as a BA or as a scrum master, try to understand that having your team you know gelled well, to have a very cordial relation of understanding and trust is of utmost important, because unless if they're happy and they're content in what they are doing, the delivery is very tough. They're and I know it's not that easy thing to achieve, but yes, as a scrum master, as a project manager, or as a BA, it's your duty to make sure that your team is happy, they are communicating their concerns, they are open. If there are any issues they are coming up, or you are aware and you are going and talking to them. So as any other good characteristics, these are also the important highlight points, that there has to be good support and motivation within team, and how that will be achieved by having a trust, and by having that binding factor wherein you all are connected in good spirit. So this is not only from humanity perspective, but this is honestly from your development point, a team point of view in agile methodology, because it is very important. See, you can't give you 100% if you do not feel that you are valued or you're trusted, right? This even works on your personal life also. Whenever we feel that we are motivated, we are giving importance, we are being trusted, that time you give not even 100, more than that, 100%, right? More than that. So yes, second is enable face-to-face interaction. As we have been discussing, communication is very important. It is the prime feature of this entire methodology. You're talking day in, day out. It's like, even if even you're aware in India, many teams are physically located at different locations. Your development team might be at Bangalore, your project managers might sit in Mumbai, your technical expertise might sit in Delhi. So though you're not physically at times present, but then your face to face communication over channels, over online meetings, or even at times in agile, as per my earlier experiences, we normally go for a team which is physically also together. That's a preference. But in current scenario, in current situation, as everybody is working from home, that is also not possible. So yes, but having daily communication, that's what we have mentioned earlier. Scrum meeting and stand up meetings, these are two things wherein stand up meetings, by the way, is a very interesting and funny concept. That means you actually stand up in that meeting, you don't sit. Nobody is rather expected or allowed to sit in that meeting. You stand up and you just talk, like your scrum master or project manager will be. When I was a part of earlier companies, we used to follow that. Axis, we don't have that often because we have very lengthy and long meetings. So prefer everybody to be seated in their home or in a conference room. But then earlier, a typical IT environment, it's like a stand-up meeting every morning when you join, when you come to office after your tea and refreshments. There's a particular time you just get together in a room or on your desk, and everybody has to, like, what you worked on earlier day, any challenges that you faced, and what are you going to work on. Simple three things. So this is this, and it's very quick. It's not lengthy. It's like, I'm gonna ask you, hey, hi Chanchal, what did you work on yesterday? Any challenges? How was the delivery? And then you're like, yeah, Prerna, I did this, I did that, and today my goal is to finish this, and I'm working. It is very quick, brief, but on point. So yes, these interactions of very of they're very important in this environment. Then again, working software is the primary measure of progress. As I think we have given enough explanation on this, that working software gives your customer the happiness, the satisfaction, as well as the confidence that yes, the team is working, and in a way, you can even measure the progress. If your application per se had 100 workflows, as in add a nominee, delete a nominee, update a nominee, update your bank account details, whatever, many, depending on your nature of application. As on you keep delivering the what you say, uh, workflows, and customer is having a look at it and testing it and reviewing it, even they also as well get a feeling that yes, the project is progressing, there is progress, we have achieved this much percentage, we have achieved this target, we are going towards our deadline, we are meeting or reaching the deadline. So yes, working software is one of the primary measures in how you gauge or how you see where you stand in the project development phase, where are you going towards. And last point for this slide is agile processes to support a consistent development pace. Okay. Consistent development pace, as in your speed of delivery, is generally planned. I mean to say, as we mentioned that we have particular sprint. A sprint can be of 2 to 4 weeks. Sprint means a period which is called as a sprint, wherein your delivery is measured. So in that process you are obviously, after communicating with the customer, after your detailed meetings prior to starting of the sprint, what is the expectation from this sprint, that what is to be delivered to the customer. So teams have a very repeatable and maintainable speed at which they provide working softwares, and they do it with every release. So even your technical team, your development team is aware that okay, for example, we might have to deliver 25 workflows in this sprint and 25 maybe in next sprint, and like that in 4 sprints our project will be over. So that will be, if you're considering a sprint of 4 weeks, you're delivering 25 workflow in 4 weeks per se. Similarly, 3 more weeks. So total 4 weeks. So sorry, total 4 months, 4 weeks each. You're completing your project. So this is a basic target everybody has in their mind. They are aware of their expectation and they work on that. That is why in agile environment, it is very important to have a highly skilled labor or a highly skilled resources, because your delivery is so fast, you're expected to deliver on time, and that can actually be achieved with the help of skilled and experienced resources. So any doubts or any questions on these points, guys? Chanchal, Nisha, Mayank,
No.
hello, are you guys
No.
awake? Let me ask it
Yes.
that way.
Yes.
So sorry for a lengthy explanation, because see, everything is very interconnected. So there is nothing that is in silos. It's like one leads to another. So yes, Mayank, you have any queries on this? Nisha?
No, no, I'm good. I have one question. So,
No.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
the
please go ahead.
interview process and all. So we should
Mm-hmm.
be like we should have these in our tips, or would you suggest like I know it should come by practice, but at least some
Uh,
of these points should be kind of
to be very
memorized.
honest, yeah, rather a good question, but to be very honest, agile manifestos are good to be there on the tip of your tongue. But principles, as they're 12 and they are interconnected, they can be just explained when you talk about manifestos. Because see, when you give an interview, you are not even treated like school or college kids, right? So even they are aware that they do not want anybody to just remember, or in Indian terminology we say rattofy. No, your understanding of that concept or principle is more important. So it's not needed you have to go word by word, or they can trace you, or you didn't say trust, or you didn't say motivate. No, if you are able to communicate what is your understanding of the principles, I think you're good to go. That is not an issue as far as I understand. Gaurav, would you like to add on
Yeah,
this,
yeah,
please?
thanks, Prerna, for asking me to add something, and thanks, Mayank, for asking this question. So, see, the thing is what these 12 principles are very, very, and very important, as I said earlier, and that's why everyone should know this. And how you will be able to understand this, you don't have to just remember. You don't have to remember. You need to understand because you need to visualize what may happen in the interview. You will be asked this question. Okay, fine, what exactly happens, Mayank? One fine day, just after the stand up, client was also there, and your product owner asked you to stay back because you were a developer, and he had to discuss something, and your another team members were at their desk, and you were just standing back to discuss on the module you had taken up. Okay, and it has to do something with the another module on which your partner is your another team member is working on, and its effect may come on the timeline. Okay, so what may happen after your discussion, you go and you inform to your partner, hey, there is possibility that our timeline will be delayed by 2 days, because I think that customer is going to propose this thing. Okay, and it may happen. Okay, fine, I don't have anything in written, I don't care what is coming up. Okay, so things you may either forget, or how you are going to handle this situation. Okay, this simple question may come. I have just explained it, and that's why it became 4 liner question. But uh, your interviewer may ask, how will you tackle this situation being a scrum master or being a business analyst? That time you can remember this. Okay, agile principle says this, that support, trust, and motivate the people involved. And as a agile principle follower, what you are going to say, you are going to just add some words like to your peer, that okay, fine, whatever the new things are coming up, our focus should be whatever we have agreed to deliver upon. We are going to stick with the timeline, and our intent is to deliver in time. I trust you, there could be some changes, but still whatever is there in the plate, we are going to deliver that. So what you have demonstrated with your answer, You have demonstrated, okay, Agile principle says support, trust, and motivate the people involved. That's why I supported the information or trusted the information who gave to me, to that person. And I motivated back to him, okay, fine, whatever is coming up, let it come. But whatever is there in the plate, we are going to consume and deliver it as we are heading, or we are following the path, or we are working in the direction. Does it is it making sense, Mayank, whatever I'm adding over here?
Super, super.
Okay. Thank you. So this is how you need to visualize every principle, and you will be asked something, and there, if you will answer in this fashion, okay, Agile principle says this, you are perfect and going to crack the interview very soon. Okay, back to you, Prerna ji.
Thank you so much, Gaurav, for a
Thanks.
very relatable and real life scenario, because these things do happen. These kind of reviews and these kind of questions do arise during the course of development process. Where are at times your patience, your trust can be tested, not on purpose, but yes, due to the pressure of delivery, due to the pressure of timelines, these things may happen. And as Gaurav rightly put, you can be given particular scenarios in interviews depending on how the interviewer's mindset is, and then they can ask you to correlate. So there can be a question which Nisha rightly asked earlier, that what is the case if they're asking for a complete, when a client is asking for a complete remodeling, how can your be your approach. That time you always say that apart from the budget or the cost or the resource team, we need to provide them consistent delivery. So yes, it is a part of agile process, but it can be handled as per the situation or as per the budgetary involvement in as far as concerned, like that. So yes, giving scenario based examples is always a good way to interact with interviewer, because they know that you're aware of the practical scenarios, not only as per theory or method. So yes, Gaurav, will you please go to the next slide? Yes. So these are the last four agile principles, because we are coming to the end of it. So attention to technical detail and design enhances agility. As I mentioned earlier, this kind of setup of quick delivery and high paced delivery, constant delivery of working software, this requires highly skilled and motivated people. So your development team is primarily consisted of highly skilled and technical people, as in you would really want to have the best of best technical people around it, technical as well as functional also, this goes for both. So when you have people who are expert in their domain and their uh, their technical side of it, your delivery and your product quality is also improved. And and this enhances agility, means this makes it very easy to deliver on time and deliver in agile mode. So so you have, so for example, if you have developers with good you say they are good, with good experience, certified, and they have the right technical skills, you are good to go, right? If whenever your customer comes with any requirement, any technical challenge, a technically challenging query or workflow, you'll be able to face it because you have the right people there, right? So yes, good skills and good design as in how your workflow will go. Design is one of the important phase in SDLC, wherein you actually have that a blueprint of your working software. So everybody knows where are we going, what is the direction, what is the base. So all this can, when you have the right and good highly skilled people, you can maintain the speed at which you constantly provide the software, constantly improve your delivery quality, and even in case there are any particular changes, how to incorporate and sustain them. So yes, technical expertise, technical details, and good quality or high quality design is very essential, and it really encourages the way we work in agile methodology. Okay, simplicity, and I personally like this point because you can say only one simple line is mentioned. Develop just enough to get the job done for right now. Okay, what does that mean? It simply means you have to make sure to provide or to cater and to work on whatever is assigned to you in the current sprint. That doesn't mean you are not aware of what is going to happen in for this sprints or what you had delivered, but the focus is on now. That is how the entire agile principle works. You have given a task or a module or a workflow, you have to finish that. Simple. You don't have to think beyond it. It is that simple if you are thorough with what is your expectation. If, for example, as I gave that earlier example, add a nominee. If that is the workflow Prerna has been assigned by, say, her technical manager Gaurav, then I will be working on that workflow. Then I will not think about how it will be deleted or how it can be updated or who can access it. No. If my purview is to add a nominee in this particular application, I have the forms ready, which field have to be asked, what details has to be saved, which technology has to be used, how the workflow goes, how I'm gonna write the queries. Yes, I am. My world will revolve around that thing, and I'll deliver that. So it is as simple as it sounds. Do you have any doubts on this simplicity point? Because it's really, though it looks simple, it can be complex to digest. You might have questions how it is, we are not linked or what, how the other flow works. Everything is there, but yes, when you are assigned a task, you simply have to deliver that. Anything on this particular point, guys? Simplicity, or it was simple to understand? I guess. Nisha, Mayank, Chanchal, anything on this particular
Give,
point you felt? Hmm.
no, I'm good.
Yeah.
Okay,
No.
thank you. Chanchal, Mayank, or should I go ahead, please?
Yes, please.
Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah. So, self-organizing teams encourage great architectures, requirements, and designs. We have been discussing this that your team comprises of technically skilled and trustworthy and highly motivated people. Wherein, see, all these things are, even you're aware, there are very good characteristics to have in any human being, not only in IT environment. So when you have people who are self motivated, who take ownership, I think we did discuss in initial two sessions, that taking an ownership of your work is of utmost important. You can never just run away stating, oh, this was not my issue. In IT generally we say it, whenever we work on a project or an application or any delivery, especially this is said to the managers or so, no, it's like it's your baby. They call it, it's your baby. I think Gaurav will echo on this. It's said that, no, it's your baby. Take care of it. So imagine if you are using this terminology, that means the level of integrity, dedication, and commitment is required to raise a child. Similar way, you have to show that, and you have to actually get involved in similar fashion. So when we have team which is self motivated, they have the very good decision making ability, and they are taking ownership, and then definitely there is regular daily communication, ad hoc meetings which is required as per delivery. The outcome has to be of good quality or good products, because you're talking to your technical architect, you're talking to your BAs, your scrum master is there throughout. So it's gonna be good because everybody's intentions are good and everybody's motivated and everybody's working to give their best output. So yes, this is what happens when you work in a self-organizing team, wherein everyone manages themselves, and even as a team they manage each other. They have everybody's back, and they are supporting, and there is a very good sense of trust within each other. So you work in a very healthy environment. And in if you ask me, in such a high paced delivery environment, you have to have this environment within your team. Otherwise there'll be tremendous pressure on an individual. You have to work in a very healthy, and you have to, or rather, as a manager, as a scrum master, you have to make such environment, to make sure that your team is gelling well and they're talking to each other, and there are no ego clashes, or there are no grudges, or there are no issues around. There might be at times, human nature or competition, anything, but no. In agile, we try to nurture this scenario wherein everybody is very cordial, they're talking to, and they're working as a team and not having an internal competition within themselves. So coming to the last, but rather very important point, regular reflections on how to become more effective. So as we were talking about this, though we have a very good team of people who are highly motivated and they are highly skilled and they are best in their job and best in the industry, but as the IT industry is ever changing, as if somebody has worked on .NET, they know that Microsoft, I think, at times weekly or monthly comes up with some new technology or new advancement, or there are open source technologies coming in. There is so much happening in technology front at times. Even on the functional side as well, there are many new fundas, or new concepts that has been introduced. So yes, you have to keep sharpening your x, you have to keep sharpening your mind, your knowledge base, your understanding. At times, if at times, even in scenarios, clients do ask about certifications as well. So that's one of the reason in major companies why they keep pushing you for completing the certification. Even I remember when I was a part of Accenture, I had completed, I think, around 9 certification in 1.5 year, because there was a ask, that was a part of my profile, that I was working on CRM, and they wanted related certifications to be shown to the upcoming customer, that okay, we do have such much resource base and they are certified and like that. So yes, regularly updating yourself with latest technology, understanding, self improvement, that can be on any level, communication skills, understanding, team handling, conflict management, anything you said, you have to keep like even right now what we are doing, we are understanding more, we are trying to learn agile, you know we're trying to have this communication. So yes, this also applies to agile's principles. And this is the last but not the least, and very important, that when you work in such a uh, pressurized or such a delivery based environment, you have to keep working on yourself also. So yes, this comes to an end of our last 12th principle. Any doubts, you are free to ask. Otherwise, I'll just give it to Gaurav, because I think I had my enough share of explaining this. Gaurav would like to add on this and go ahead, please.
Thank you so much, Prerna ji, for explaining in such a wonderful way. Every single point you have just put it in very well manner. Thank you so much. Okay, so guys, I'm proceeding further from here, and we have covered so far very core concept of Agile Manifesto. So as Prerna ji rightly said, that Agile Manifesto revolves around 4 important values which you need to remember. Okay, you need to know what all are those, and that's why I asked you guys to take up one word to conclude it. Did you see the cheer which I was doing for you? Did you experience that, the claps and all, when you were just talking taking one word, calling one word?
Yes.
Thank
Yes.
you. Thank you so much. Why did I do so? Because it may help you to remember a deeper level, because when we do something unusual, it connects at our deeper, memory levels. That's why we do something differently. That's number one. Number two, for us, it is not important that we will rush everything down, and we will not address your question, we will not address your concerns. It is very, very important for us to visualize the end goal. What is our end goal, and what is your end goal? Any idea? Can anyone comment over here? What is the end goal of this entire process of interaction, connecting, teaching, training, you getting involved? What is the end goal?
Clear the
Yes.
interview.
clear the interview, in fact, get placed. Okay. So it's not only clearing the interview, but also you get placed, start earning through IT industry. Okay. So that rightly said, Mayank. Thank you so much for answering this. So that's why we are just taking a pause, going in a means with you, not with our space. So it is okay, even if you find that in a week's time, whatever we have decided to cover up, we did not cover up, because we gave value to your question, because that's what we want you to understand. And when will you understand, then only you can stand and you can clear the interview. Does it make any sense? Does it make sense to you guys, whatever I am speaking? Does it make sense, guys? It's okay to understand the things and then move on, or just to move on, living whatever has come on the way. How do you want to go ahead? By grasping by grasping the things, yeah, by understanding. Thank you so much for your response. So we will focus that our whatever we can deliver you, whatever we can share with you within 90 minutes, that's okay. Okay, so that it should become consumable and chewable for you, so that it will go at the deeper level. What is coming next? Next slide. Coming in the next slide is nothing but this. What we are going to talk about is agile principle. We are done with. Okay, agility in projects. So why agility is very, very important? Okay, as we have seen, it has to do with continuous delivery. It has to do with speedy delivery. And why speed is very, very, very important? Because speed, it changes the entire game, right? Wherever speed hits in, you will find any project or any game changes its complete flavor. It changes its complete degree of delivery. It completely changes when any degree, or when I say degree, means point of contact gets added with the speed, it adds lot of value to the goal. When I'm talking about the goal, visualize any football match. Okay, and the player is just going to give head to football, and even if a slightly degree gets messed up, either it may go beyond the goal post, or it may just hit inside the goal post. It's all about the speed when gets added to the point of degree, to the point of contact, to the head and to the football. Okay, is it making sense? The importance of point of contact to elevate the degree and the speed. Is it making sense? And that's why the speed is the core part of this projects, or bringing agility into the projects. And that's why is the reason, so that you understand everything. Okay, nowadays what is happening everywhere, agility is being adapted. Okay, agility is being invited, and that's why people who are following agile and scrum, they are encouraged to do various certification. So earlier people were from PMI, they were doing only PMP. Okay, PMP is nothing but project management certification. Okay, but now PMI has introduced about PMI ACP. ACP is nothing but Agile Certified Practitioner from PMI. They also talk about SAFe. SAFe is nothing but Scaled Agile Framework Enterprise, where you will be learning about this over here as well. They also do about various certifications. So these are all certification. So once you will have the basic understanding about the agility, about the Scrum, you can choose to do any kind of any kind of these things, certification. So these certifications can be done from Scrum Alliance, or can be done from any international body, through like PMI or anywhere. Okay, are you getting my point, what I am saying over here? So these trainings will help you to get the stand, so that tomorrow if you think to get any certification, you can do that. You can become a Scrum Master certified as well, certified Scrum Master. You can become a certified Agile coach. But for everything, there is a step by step move. So you can be the certified agile leader as well. Okay, so I'm just explaining over here and unveiling in front of you what all the minimum certificates available in the market. There are more than 50,000 certificates available for agility, and people are doing that. Okay, has it given some spark in the mind? Okay, so this is a very huge ocean. Guys, are you with me, listening to me?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you for responding. Thank you. So this was one thing. That's how agility is evolving inside the projects. And you will be able to see in every single project people are talking about. Agility is being applied in supply chain management apart from IT. Okay, in the various way in automobile industry, agility is being involved, and they are coming up with the different flavor and introducing it into the market. And even IT is adapting the new infusion. Okay, and why IT is adapting? Because IT's core and its foundation has become today agile. And when we say agile, we have to adapt and we have to respond to change, and we have to match the speed. Otherwise, what may happen if we don't match to the speed? We will fall in a trap of following the just trend and falling back where the world has moved further to responding to the new invention. Okay, and we are not able to cope with that, and we are not able to stand in a crowd in the competition. Okay, that's why it's very important about the speed, agility in the projects. This is just a brief summary about this. So what all the tools are available in the market? So we are going to talk about those tools in coming days. Just give me a second, I'm just listening to some uh, okay, can you see my screen and hear me now? Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. So yeah, when I was talking about agility in the projects, whatever you have seen, whatever we have spoken, like involving customer, talking to customer, responding to customer, does it all happen in a face-to-face manner? No, it does not happen in a face-to-face manner only. And today, because of pandemic, we are seated far and seated our different location. That's why the importance of tool is there. Okay, we are going to talk in detail about these tools and all in our coming days. And coming days means tomorrow we will be touch basing one important tool. Tomorrow, not one, various, what all the various tools available. So just to name a few in front of you, I'm just bringing Jira, Asana, Trello, Exosoft, Zoho Sprint, Rick, iScrum, Taiga, Scrumpy, Handsoft, Utrack. There are various tools available on which we keep on communicating inside our organization or outside our organization. Excuse me, guys. Outside our organization means along with customer and sometime with project owners. Okay, so we will be watching about some free tool where you will get to see how these tool looks like. Okay, so I'm leaving over here just by mentioning that the last 5 the tools are there: iScrum, Taiga, Scrumpy, Handsoft, Utrack. These are free tools where you can sign up for free and you can experience what exactly happens. So I want you to just capture these 5 names, and this is going to be your assignment where you will be creating your free account and start exploring what do you find it over here. And tomorrow we will be learning that what all we can do. Okay, does it make sense? Did you get the assignment today? What is assignment for you today? Did you get that, guys?
sign up for any one of the last 5
Yes, cool.
and
So
go about.
yeah, and just play inside and see what do you experience. And tomorrow we will be talking more about it. Okay.
Any
So
suggestion which one is easier and
okay,
more
so
user friendly?
I myself have not gone inside everyone, but yeah, I will go inside. Generally, I'm a big follower of Jira. I have been following Jira, Asana, Trello since in my entire IT background. I have also worked on Zoho Sprint, but these are 5 months. So 5 months. Why did I recommend you? Because these are freewares. These are available for free. So I have never signed up, but you can go ahead, and that's what I am giving you. Okay, you need to come up, and tomorrow you are going to tell me which one you found more user friendly. So be ready to create your account and tell us which one you found more user friendly and more easy to understand. So is it okay? So are you with me and going to do this exercise 100% tomorrow before we meet over here? Yes or yes? Okay.
Yes.
So okay. So is this yes from everyone?
Hello. I hope everybody's awake.
Yes.
Okay. Great.
Okay, Mayank has just shown the thumbs up. Thank you so much for your responses, guys. And here we have come to the end of this game, end of this session today. So I have given you the assignment and you can play with the Scrum as well. So any questions so far before we end up today's session? Anyone want to add anything? Anyone want to say something? Prerna ji, if you have anything, you can just pitch in.
No, I am good. I just want to thank everybody for their patient listening and coming up with really good and relatable questions. And yes, please follow Gaurav's assignments and get them done, because that will keep you in the groove of whatever we are learning. So yes, once again, thank you so much, and we will meet tomorrow. Gaurav, over to you.
Okay. So guys, I would take that no from you that you don't have any question for now. So we are good to go. Okay. So we have come to the end, and at this note, I am just saying bye-bye to each one of you. You will get the recordings soon. Okay. I'll post that in the group. Okay. Thank you so much. See you tomorrow at the same
Thank you.
time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank
Take
you
care.
so
Thank you so
much.
much. Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.